So thank you so much for coming to see us. I wanted to see if you could tell me a little bit about you firstly and your role within the school.
Okay, so I've been at Upton High School now for 23 years.
Amazing.
I'm head of RS at Upton, and I also mentor some of the ECT staff when they start at the school, the early career teachers.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm very established at the school. I feel part of the whole family, really.
Lovely.
So, yeah.
And you've just completed your first academic year partnership with us at Hospice. When you were first approached to join the Ambassador Programme to get involved and the Enterprise Challenge, what was it that made you decide to say yes?
Right, so the email came to our head of sixth form, and he sent it out to myself and the head of business with the Enterprise slant on it. So I decided I was going to pick it up because of the community charity aspect to it.
Okay.
And also I also recognised everything else it had to offer, what was in it for us as well. So not only just doing the vital work for yourselves, you know, there was lots of skills, work skills, career skills, confidence building skills that we could give to our learners through the programme. So there was lots of things we could take from it on top of doing the good work to support the hospice.
Amazing.
So it just looked really
exciting.
Yeah, exciting.
Perfect. Tell me a little bit about your ambassador choices. So how did you recruit them, and what year groups were the students in that have taken part this year?
Okay, so we put it on we have a remote learner briefing every week. So I sent it to the remote learner briefing to ask for learners to come and volunteer.
Okay.
And a lot of year 10s just arrived first and said, right, we'll do it. I thought it was to do with the Duke of Edinburgh.
Right.
To help them support their volunteering. But actually we started the Ambassador Programme quite late in the year, so they'd already started the Duke of Edinburgh.
Okay.
So they were just interested, and these learners have helped me before in community projects, so they thought, we want to do it something else. So then we decided, right, okay, we'll start small, see how it runs, and we'll go with year 10.
Right.
So we did it with year 10. Going forward, we're just going to open it out.
Okay.
To any year group. So they came from volunteering from the remote learner briefing.
Yeah.
And we chose 20 learners, 4 groups to do it. And then we run it as like a little enterprise challenge as well. So
amazing.
It was good.
Perfect. Do you feel that the programme suits a particular year group, or do you think it's suitable in lots of different settings for different age groups?
Yeah, I think it's suitable for any year group. I also think that we can embed it in our school in terms of challenge. We've got a hall system in the school, so we've got 5 halls.
Okay.
So we can even do it for hall points, add that challenge, integrate it into the school system.
Yeah.
So I think that, you know, the older learners can lead up for the younger learners, and have like a buddy program. So, you know, the opportunity is endless, really.
Yeah.
So I think next year we'll open it out to every year group and run it as like a challenge system.
Amazing. Okay, great. Can you explain a little bit about the initiatives that you ran this year, or what or who drove those decisions?
Right, so the incredible thing about it is I've just facilitated. They've just come for me for permission for things, or can we do this? They have been incredible. And they became quite competitive. So the boys set up a triathlon.
Great.
They set up their own fun page. The more that they raised, the more they would run. And it just took off. They were fantastic. The girls ran cake stalls. They did raffles.
Okay.
They did guess the sweets in the jar.
Yeah.
So all things inside the school day, really.
Yeah.
And then they've organised an on-uniform day without me. You know, they went in as the head straight away.
Initiative.
Yeah, just said, right, can we do this? And it's been really easy for me. So one of the things teachers always worry about is time.
Exactly.
And I've got the right time to take this on.
Yes.
But actually, when you weigh up the pros and cons, and it hasn't taken me much time at all. The onus is on the learners.
Yeah.
You know, you have to facilitate, you have to fill in involves if they go anywhere.
Okay.
But other than that, they've just run it themselves. And you know, I've done a little sort of like feedback form of what they got out of it.
Brilliant.
And it's been brilliant. Fab. You know, and one of the kids said, I didn't think I could do that, but I've got so much confidence now.
Exactly.
You know, it's amazing.
Okay, brilliant. In regards to the time running these initiatives, what have you or your colleagues gained? You touched on it before.
Yeah.
So thinking about from a teaching perspective, things like characteristics that the children wouldn't normally get to showcase in a normal day, but also supporting things like the inclusion element of Ofsted, Gatsby principles. Again, you've mentioned Duke of Edinburgh, so all those things that go on behind the scenes.
So Upton's school motto is learn to shape the future.
Okay.
And I think as educators, we have a bigger responsibility than just shaping academic progress and excellence. You know, the whole person is important. So so we learn to shape the future, and our 5 school values are inclusion, diligence, ambition, community, and resilience.
Okay.
So this programme requires all of those values, and especially the community one, and having that sense of purpose and belonging in your community, and knowing that you can have an impact, raises people's appreciation of themselves, you know, their self-esteem, that sense of belonging, and also communities where they have that cohesion and that sense of belonging are better for it.
Exactly.
So showing these learners, who some may not have that academic rigour, that they have something amazing to offer to the community.
And they get to shine through that.
They shine. And that does actually have a knock-on effect in the classroom, because they build their confidence. They think, well, I can do that, so maybe I can do this.
Exactly.
So it fits in beautifully with our hall's inclusion, our hall values. So they can use, if we start with the year 10s in September, they could do it for the Duke of Edinburgh. Obviously the careers Gatsby benchmarks, it links to lots of those as well. So it's for schools, it's a fantastic showcase of the things that they should be doing anyway.
Exactly.
Okay,
and finally, if you were to say something to a teacher, a TA, a head, any part of the teaching team that might be watching this with a different school, and they're considering taking part, but they've just not quite made that decision for next academic year starting in September, what would your message be?
I'd say definitely, because when I was thinking about my concerns about picking it up, one, I was thinking, have I got the time to do this? I do all this thing anyway. No, it's really worthwhile for the time. To the learners, my feedback from the learners, they've loved it. And they said to me first, can we do this again next year? We're going to be able to, or you're going to pick different ambassadors. So no, I'm just going to pick more ambassadors. So that, and you know, the reward they've got from it personally as well. So definitely go for it. And when we came for the visit, we still haven't got over how much it costs to run the hospice and how much you need to raise. And I think about it all the time. It's, you know, you need that support, and it's such an important part of our community that for the learners to be a part of that, it's partly a privilege too.